Hello and welcome to the Remedy Fibers podcast, a podcast about knitting and crochet hosted by me, Jillian. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returner, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Today is such a fun episode. We are going to announce our giveaway winner. I have some works in progress, lots of spinning updates, and just so much fun to share with you. So if you're interested, stay tuned. But if you're new here, I live in Northern California with my husband and dog Benny. I love everything yarn related and I hope you stay for my yarn journey. So first we're going to get started with our giveaway announcement. So I'm going to include all of the comments from last week's episode to see who's going to win this fabulous prize. You will be receiving one skein of Archaic Fibers, fingering weight in tweed in the Lemon Ice colorway, a crochet sloth kit with everything you need in this package, as well as from my esthetician, a booty facial mask or a booty butt mask. So you will receive all of this free to you. So once I announce today's winner, you will either message me on Instagram or message me through Ravelry with your shipping address and I will send this over to you for free. Do not get caught with those scams. I will never ask you for money. So let's screen record this so I can include it in the video. Message me on Instagram or Ravelry so you could get this fun gift and I'll be shipping it over to you later this week. So I don't have any FOs for this week. I am wearing a previous finished object. This is my fall pullover sweater by Wanipa Junker. It is crocheted and it is kind as well. So if you're interested, I will include the Ravelry project page down below. But we are going to move on to works in progress. So the first work in progress is spinning related. I was able to fill up 2 bobbins worth of my Goody Supply Co. Funfetti wool. And I thought I was done until I looked over at the kitchen counter and this is how much I have left of the second braid. So I have to get to spinning on this because I have some more spinning that I need to do. And once I get ready on this, I will do a 2-ply, see what my wraps per inch will be, and then find a pattern. So check out my Spin to Sweater series. That's going to show you how I get through the next step of this spinning process. So my next work in progress is also spinning related. If you watched last week's episode, I showed you that I was working on my hand spun for the fall popover sweater. I think it's the fall popover sweater by Melissa Georges. And when you last saw it, I was right here, and this is the progress that I've made on it in 1 week, and it's addicting. It's so fun, especially that I know that I spun this yarn. I couldn't stop working on it. Sadly, I did run out of yarn. This is all that I have left, and I rushed to make another order on Paradise Fibers so that I can get wool to finish this sweater. As you can tell, these are not my colors, so I'm gonna see how it looks at the end, but I do have a friend who's interested if it does fit her once I finish this sweater. So let me try it on for you. So this is how the sweater looks. I really enjoy this pattern. It's so clear, it's so concise. The way that the designer writes it is really easy to read. And I did shorten the neckline. I think I was supposed to do a 3-inch, but I shortened it because I was worried about running out of yarn. I ended up running out of yarn anyways. And this is the wool that I received for October's monthly wool club. I have since canceled my monthly wool club just because I wasn't spinning as fast as they were sending me yarn. But this wool turned into this. So my only concern is that when I first received this wool back in October, I had pre-drafted it into so many little pieces. And because I'm more comfortable with spinning, I don't have to do that anymore. And I'm worried that once I finish plying this, that it will look drastically different from this part, like the sleeves and the bottom half, just because I'm more advanced since a couple months ago. So I'm curious how it will look, but this is a test trial of my spin to sweater journey. So I will embrace the challenges, the roadblocks, even if it comes out looking crazy. I know that this would be my first ever hand spun to sweater piece and it brings me a lot of joy to work on it. So wish me luck, and I hope that I can finish this really soon because I'm really excited to continue to work on it. I'm just going to keep it on because I'm very proud of it. So my last work in progress is yarn that I actually got for my birthday last November as a gift to myself. And this is Art Yarn Merino Cloud. And I bought this yarn thinking that it was fingering weight, but when I searched it in Ravelry, it actually was sport weight. And in the description, it said it can count as DK, it can be fingering, it can be sport. It just depends on your gauge and what pattern you choose to use. So I was really hung up by that, and I finally found a pattern that would match for sport weight yarn. And I asked a couple episodes ago if I should make the Anchors cardigan by Petite Knit or if I should make the Beaufort cardigan by Isabel Kramer. And I got one comment for the Beaufort 5, which is what I'm going to knit with. And thank you so much for our lovely viewer who recommended the Beaufort 5. And I actually googled if I should say Beaufort or Beaufort, and it said that there's 2 places in North Carolina, one in North Carolina and one's in South Carolina. And I think in North Carolina they say Beaufort, and in South Carolina they say Beaufort, but it's actually a French word for beautiful forts. So I'm gonna go with Beaufort, so because that sounds Beaufort. That sounds funny. Okay, but we're gonna make that by Isabel Kramer. It's a cardigan, and there's a lot of things that I've never done before in it, especially this new stitch called like One Pass K2, something like that. So let me show you how it's looking up right now. I am in the very beginning stages because I cast on today. And how you do it, oh, actually let me just show it to you first. So it doesn't really look like much. This is the neck and the front and left shoulder. And so you cast on for one shoulder first, then you cut the yarn, then you do the next shoulder, and then you combine it with the stitches in the middle. And so eventually it's going to be a fabulous cardigan, and it will look like that. But yeah, this is how it looks so far. It's gonna be a white sweater with speckles of purple. You know, purple is my color. And it just has a fun stitch design that I haven't done before. The German short rows caught me by surprise. I'm used to wrap and turns, and I don't really have that much experience with German short rows. Benny just stole my ball of yarn. It's pretty similar to the wrap and turn, but I feel like it's less steps than wrap and turn. German short row, I don't know. I like wrap and turn better than German short rows, but I'm practicing. I'm getting better. And so the pattern does call for a US 5 knitting needle, and I did do my gauge swatch because it is important to gauge swatch to make sure your sweater fits. And so this is the US 5, but I was getting 3.5 inches for my gauge, so I went down a needle size and that didn't work. And so I think I finally realized I think I'm a tight knitter because I had to go up a needle size and the US 6 worked. And thank goodness it did because I didn't want to go anything smaller than a US 5. So I'll be knitting the sweater on a US 6, and this is my gauge swatch. And these are both blocked, so I'm so happy that I got this part over with. It took me about 2 days to figure out which needle size I was going to use for the cardigan. Alright, I think that's all that I have for works in progress. I want to show you some acquisitions. So today I did visit my local library and I picked up 2 books. I don't know if these are going to help me, but I hope that they can give me some insight, some skills, some things to grow into my spinning journey. Because I have never taken a spinning class. I did take a drop spindle class a few years ago and that was a fail. But I want to figure out a little bit more learning, a little bit more knowledge. And so I picked up this book, Learn to Spin with Anne Field. That's going to be a great tool for me. And then they only had 2 spinning books, so I picked up the second one. And this one is called the Alden Amos. Oh, I was like, what is H big? The Alden Amos Big Book of Hand Spinning. And I'm just hoping that I can get some insights, some knowledge, things to improve my skills. So yeah, I went to my local library and I got some books on spinning just because I love it. I love it so much. It's so fun. And thank you to everyone who's been watching my Spin to Sweater series. I really enjoy interacting with you, interacting with the comments. And you guys are asking me some really good questions I haven't even thought of before. And last but not least, speaking of Spin to Sweater series, if you watched my last episode for Spin to Sweater Part 2, I told you to stay tuned to Sunday's video because I have a special surprise to show you, and I have it right here next to me. And the reason why I had a special surprise is because I'm working on 2 spinning projects. I'm working on this one and I'm working on an active sweater one. And because I only have 2 bobbins left of my Ashford traditional wheel, that's only enough to probably finish the wool that I still need to spin, and then enough to ply. It probably won't be enough to ply because this is a lot of yardage and those bobbins are really tiny, as you can see. So that's an active wheel, active project. I can't finish this sweater because my bobbins are all being used. And so I reached out to Fabulous Robin of Jacob Meridian Farm and I said, Robin, I need a wheel. So I'll be renting the Schact Sidekick wheel for a week just so that I can practice on it. I am looking for a compact wheel, something that I can travel with, put in a suitcase, take to the park, take traveling, just because I really love spinning and I wouldn't want to part with a wheel. I want something that's going to be able to go with me, travel with me if I ever move, to stay with me forever. So I wanted to try out the Schact Sidekick. I know that the Lendrum also is a wheel that you can fold and put away, but she has the Schact, so I wanted to try that. So let me show you the Schact spinning wheel, and I'll also be spinning with it so you can see it as well. But my plan is to try it out, but also finish spinning this wool on it so I can return it and then knit up the rest of the body of this sweater and the sleeves for this sweater as well. But before I show you the spinning wheel, I also picked up some wool that she just got from the mill. If you're interested, definitely support Robin and her Jacob sheep. All of her yarn that she sells, all of her wool are from her very own Jacob sheep, and they're also produced at a local mill not too far from here. So you'll be sustainable, supporting a local business, as well as promoting local wool. So today I got 8 ounces of this beautiful black Jacob Meridian sheep, and so it's coming off a little bit brown in the light, but when there's not light on it, it is black wool. And so I got 8 ounces of this because I don't think I mentioned it, but this sweater, from the neck to the part where I finished, I used 4 ounces of wool. So I'm hoping that 8 ounces would be enough to carry me over for my body as well as my sleeves. So I'm hoping this will be a cardigan. I really would love a cardigan, especially for the summer, in this color, as well as knowing that it comes from sheep just down the block. So let me show you the wheel. She's so beautiful. All right, so this is the wheel. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she gorgeous? It's so compact. It's so different too because the wheel is made like a bicycle, and Robin was telling me that the Schact company works, either coincides or is also a part of another business that specializes on bicycles or bicycle parts, and so that's why there's like a lot of levers that you can see that bikes use. I haven't spun on it today because I've been working on my new cast on project, but isn't it so cute? And the good thing is that these treadles fold up. She said she can even put this in her suitcase when she has to travel, or if she's going to a spin night out or going somewhere to meet up with friends. This is good to travel with. And then this strap also clips onto the back right here, and you can carry it over your shoulder. And so when I was coming home, that's how I took it with me, and it's just so gorgeous. I need this in my life. I need it. When I first got into spinning, I would watch other YouTubers and they would have 3, 4, 5 spinning wheels, and I'm like, what is the point? That seems excessive. Now I know why. I know exactly why people have multiple wheels, and sadly I have become one of them. Even though I only have 1 wheel right now, I want all of them. But before we leave today, I did want to give you some tips and tricks on where you can find used or vintage spinning wheels, because I know that it is a hefty price tag to get a spinning wheel. So the way that I got my spinning wheel is I actually went to a wool festival, not a yarn festival, a wool festival, and I got a vintage Ashford traditional 1970s wheel. And I would say try to see if there's any wool festivals in your area or any sheep festivals, because sometimes, more likely than not, they're going to have used vintage spinning wheels because they're more likely to have wool and roving rather than yarn. They're gonna have yarn too, but a yarn festival like Vogue Knitting Live, they're not gonna have that. Or what was the other one? Stitches West, they're not gonna have that. But Lambtown Festival did. Also try Facebook Marketplace. I've checked and they are selling spinning wheels, and when I used to have an Ashford Kiwi, I also sold my spinning wheel from Facebook. And then lastly, there's Ravelry pages for people that are looking for spinning wheels. So if you look in the forums tab, you can search the Ashford's wheels, Schact wheels, as well as the Lendrum wheels. I think there might be one for Spinolution as well, and most likely there are tabs where people are either searching for wheels, looking for parts or actually selling their wheels entirely. And so there was one close to me that they were selling one for a really discounted price, but I wasn't in the market for a wheel because I just got one a few months ago. But I feel like those are some great places to look for wheels. So Facebook Marketplace, wheel festivals, as well as the Ravelry forums page for depending on which kind of wheel you're looking for, what kind of brand you're looking for. And I also would say see if there's any spinning guilds near you, if there's any people like Robin who sell wheels or can at least rent them. Trying to see if there's any dealers near you, because most likely they have a few different spinning wheels that you can try. Like I tried the Spinolution and I didn't like it. I didn't like how it felt. I really like the Schact spinning wheels as well as the Ashford spinning wheels. I feel like those are really good for beginners like myself trying to practice the skill. Let's test out this wheel. Let's see what we are working with. Oh, I'm so excited to try this wheel. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice, Benny. So different than Ashford Traditional with the 2 treadles. Oh, and it spins so good. Take my money, Robin. Take my money, Schact Sidekick. What I love about this wheel is that it really does feel like I'm doing an elliptical or something with the wheel in the middle. And this blue wheel is so cute. Like, who thought of that? I don't want to give this wheel back. I don't want to give this wheel back. Benny's looking at me like, what is going on with this girl? Oh, I don't even know if you guys are going to get an episode. I don't want to stop. And you know, I've been trying to do a lot of research on different types of wheels on YouTube. I don't really see a lot of people with this wheel. But that's all that I have for today. Thank you everyone who commented on last week's video. Comment down below what you're working on, what you're up to these days. I would love some pattern inspiration. And thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you and your family are happy, healthy, and safe. And I hope to see you next week. Take care. Bye.